Welcome to Chapter 13, Payroll Taxes and Payroll Records, Part 3. Chapter 13, Essential Outcomes. You will prepare payroll accounting, taxes, and reports by A. Identifying accounting concepts and practices related to payroll accounting, taxes, and reports. B. Analyzing payroll transactions and recording a payroll. C. Journalizing employer payroll taxes. D. Preparing selected payroll tax reports. E. Paying and recording withholding and payroll taxes. F. Connecting key terms in the chapter with application. Welcome back to 13-3 Accounting Terminology. Form W-2, which is a wage and tax statement. Every employer must provide a copy of Form W-2 to each employee. The W-2 form shows the total earnings and the amount withheld for taxes. To fill out the Form W-2, the source document will be the employee earnings record. Each employee must receive a W-2 by January 31st of the next year. If employment ends before December 31st, employers have 30 days of the last date of employment to get to the employee a Form W-2. Employees will attach a copy of Form W-2 to their federal and state personal income tax returns. The annual report to employees for tax withheld, Form W-2. If we look at this form, we will see at the bottom the actual form name W-2 wage and tax statement. We will also see the name of the employer's identification number, the employee's social security number. On the right side, we will see the wages, tax, and other compensations for the year, as well as the amounts that were held for federal income tax, social security, and Medicare. Form 941, Employer's Quarterly Federal Tax Return. Form 941 is called the Employer's Quarterly Federal Tax Return. You need to know how to complete this form for the Chapter 13 test. Employers are required by law to periodically report their payroll taxes. This includes federal income tax, Social Security tax, and Medicare taxes withheld. It is submitted every quarter. It is filed on the last day of the month following the end of a quarter. So when the quarter ends at the end of March, they have until the end of April to file Form 941. Looking at the screen, you will see the 941 form. Notice there is the name of the company, its address, the date, the employer's identification number, and the employer's address. So you complete the heading first, followed by the number of employees on line number 1. Then on line 2, we will record the total amount of salaries we paid out for the quarter. We will take line 2 and carry that amount to lines 6A and 7A. The income tax is reported on line 3. Then we are going to calculate the employee and employer Social Security tax and Medicare tax. So on line 6A, we are going to take the total salaries times 12.4%. The reason why it is 12.4% is because it includes both the employer's percent and the employee's percent. 6.2 plus 6.2 gives you 12.4. On line 7A, we will then calculate total earnings times 2.9%. If you take 1.45% plus 1.45%, you will get 2.9%. Then we will add up lines 6B and 7B and record that on line 8. Our total taxes are recorded on line 11. To get your total taxes, you will add up line 5 and line 10. The last step is to complete the table for line 17. We need to calculate the total for each month. The total taxes include employee income tax, Social Security multiplied by 2 so that we cover both the employer and the employee portions, and Medicare by 2 to cover the employer and the employee portions. Then in the last column of the table on line 17, we add up our totals for column 1, 2, and 3. Then we are going to compare the total in column D with the total on line 13. These two totals should match. So on line 14, we're going to carry the $7,213.94 from the table in line 17 onto line 14. If they match, line 15, we will record a 0. Form W3, transmittal of wage and tax statements. Form W3 is the transmittal of our wage and tax statements. It's sent to the Social Security Administration. It is due by February 28th of each year. It represents the previous year's earnings and payroll taxes withheld for all employees. If you have more than 250 employees, it also must be sent by computer to the IRS. Businesses must also report to federal and state governments a summary of earnings at the end of the calendar year. The form that is filled out for our transmittal wage statements is Form W3, and there is an example on the screen. It is now time to complete 13-3 Work Together. Please open your accounting book to 382. You will need Work Together page 331. If you need assistance, please let me know. You are to complete this problem. Once you are done, please return back to this PowerPoint. Thank you for participating. It's time to go back to the class website for the next PowerPoint video.